Alright, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. For those of you guys tuning in, hit that thumbs up. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. So, RENT Part 2, making money off of rent, man. Making money off of rent, collecting rent money. Man, quite the stock here over the last 2 days, right? From 969 to 24, and then from 17 to a high point of 29 today. I mean, just absolutely impressive. This is one of those stocks that's going to do well that ultimately I'm not going to do my best trading on. And today, I just was not as aggressive as I needed to be towards the dips. The dip trades were the way to go today. Earlier this week we had some issues with some dip trades holding a little longer. Yesterday we spoke about, having the right level of intensity, being in the right place at the right time, and, locking in, right? And, today, similar to yesterday, we're going to come a little late to the show, right? If we put on our show trades here, um, our first trade came on this stock after the resumption at 9:39, missing the initial, the bulk of the initial incline, really a nice 35% move. So we were not in the right place again. And this is sometimes, like, part of the trick, right? You have a watch list of 3, 4 stocks, 5 stocks, and sometimes it's a little difficult determining which one is going to be the best, right? I was watching earlier stocks like NXPL, which was our leading stock today, I believe. We also had, let's see, HUBC and I think EZGO. Actually, it was EZGO on the watch list. Let's see. I can't actually, no, I don't believe this one was. There was another one that was up there, but anyhow, um, it's always part of the trick, right? It's always part of the trick, to determine the strong stock. And so when RENT came, I I tried to position myself as best as possible, but wasn't able to get it done. So let's bring it back here and let's look at some of the potential patterns and entry. Let's say just patterns and entries that came. So the dip and rip off the initial resumption wasn't the best in terms of a drawdown before the move up, but we did get a move up, and I think I was able to make $800 on that particular trade. If we come back to the logs, I believe, let's see, I'm in at 23.72 and I'm out at 24.26. Let's see, so a small winner followed by a small loser, and we connected somewhere. Let's see, so in at 32, out at 80. So this is essentially a scratch trade between those two entries there. But let's see, coming back down some more. Okay, yeah, there we go. So okay, this makes a lot more sense. In at 39.52 at 22.79, out at 23.78 for essentially a dollar share move, sizing up for break of 24, cutting it flat, getting back in for break of 24, getting the continued move, and then getting caught for a smaller loss with about 1,000 shares. And this is pretty big loss here. It's $500. 30 plus 20, yeah, it's about 50 cents versus the move up also being 30 for about 50 cents, and that's what with smaller size going in. So that's net red 250 on that one. But yeah, so the resumption trades did well for us, but from here we kind of pulled back, and I thought to myself and I said, hey, pay attention for the overextended dip, because we had so many green candles going up. So said, so done. But it's one of these things where I had no reason to not be in here, man. I had no reason to not bottom tick. I could have bottom ticked this candlestick, man. It's one of those things where it's like that balance between being cautious and being aggressive, and I just fell a little too on the cautious side, man. the tape did this thing where it like just sped up like crazy and just tanked. And it did base out. The moment that base out came, I needed to be in it. I mean, literally 3 seconds later, it jumps up aggressively. So from 21, it it rips up to about 22, and then 20. I mean, we can watch it. This thing, man. 22. Well, what time was this? 41. This thing bounced up like crazy. This thing bounced up like crazy here, man. And I think let's see how close the halt down was. This will be good because let's see. Hold up. Let's go back. So we had 23, all right? And did I sell position for a loss? It looks like I did, which is something I'm still working on to this day, which is to buy back, to get back in a stock after a loss on a good dip. So I'm in at 23.28 and I'm out at 22.80 area. Okay, 22.80. So we took a $240 loss. That's the loss we just saw in the log. And here comes the dip. It's about to tank here. So 22.50. In fact, this doesn't look as dramatic as I remember. Okay, there we go. And the halt down. Okay, man, your memory sometimes is off. Okay, two things. Two things. Looking back at this, is not bad. It's not bad that I wasn't as aggressive here. The halt down was 6 cents away, literally, on the bids. And the drop wasn't as dramatic. Why do I remember this being so? Maybe I'm probably mixing up this area with another area. Is what's happening. That's got to be what's happening because we did drop three more times throughout the consolidation. But this is a little risky. If I wanted to be in here, now that we're separating, I could have been in for the bounce. And like, let's skip ahead 30 seconds. All right, from 21.19, it does bounce up here. Well, let's say a minute later. You know, yeah, that's good, man. That's good. It's not as quick as again, there's like five. I mean, throughout the entire stock, there's like 8 to 10, let's say 10 dip trades that were like really good trades. I could be mixing it up with one of the other ones. And we can fast forward actually, right? I think this might have been one of them coming up here. This one flushes down to 21.10 and then jumps up to 21.70. So there's a couple of them. EasyGO was a stock that came along the way. The resumption on that one just messy, man. Just messy. It just wasn't ideal for the breakup of three. But RENT, man, RENT, that stock was good. I think overall, it's a matter of just being in the right place early and then getting into a good rhythm. The breakouts were tough after the initial move up. I mean, this one we don't really need to include because it's like the first one, but after that we had some topping wicks. We had some topping wicks. I mean, these candles here are brutal candles, man. Brutal, brutal, brutal candles. And then we finally get the pull away, and this pull away was good. This pull away was pretty good. I mean, over the high here of 24.80, we got up 26.23, halted, dips, rips, this dip and rip. Oh, it chopped me out, but it ended up being good. And maybe this is the drop that I'm thinking of, to be honest. I think this is the drop. This is actually the drop that I'm thinking of. This one here. This is the one that was instant. I knew I was mixing it up. This one was instant. From a low of 25.30, this one bounced it up like to 27, like within like 2 or 3 seconds. This is the one that I'm thinking of. And then we dipped once more, second time, and then it gave out. But then it held up nice lead yesterday. So I took none of these trades here. I didn't buy this one, being too cautious. Fumbled this one. Just did on this. I fumbled this one. This one here. Just a little too much uncertainty and lack of aggression, I think. And then I took none of these. But again, yesterday's high VWAP, I should have been more aggressive down here. And this is where I could ultimately have been looking for the 5-minute setup. But I wouldn't have wanted to see this. If I was buying down here, X marks the spot, I would have wanted to see this curl back to high of day. I would have had a trailing stop, because if I'm in, I mean, these lows were at like 24.20s. We got all the way to 25, well, 26.20. So, $2 a share bounce, but I would have wanted to see 29. But even then, you got to at least stop out with 50 cents of gains, worst case scenario. But more than likely, knowing myself, I would have sold something up on these higher areas if I was to be watching that particular entry. I think the 5-minute setup I'm more reluctant to take if I'm not doing well, because typically there's a little bit more risk involved because of how wide the backstop could be with slippage. So sometimes I opt not to take the entry, but is that a good thing? Probably not. I mean, if the setup is a quality, the setup is a quality. At that point, who cares about a losing trade? Like that's the way how the mindset should be. Not, hey, this might just put me even more red, so maybe I avoid it. Like, it's not the right mindset, and as a result, every single one of these beautiful dips, even if I was just scalping it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, that could have equated to $1 share just right there alone. So those are the areas where I kind of was lacking. Again, the breakouts on this one was not ideal unless it was this area or this area. Everything else was choppy at the highs. Mm-mm. I gotta come correct for next week, man. Next week we gotta be on top of our game. We gotta be on top of our game next week. So a lot of studying over the weekend, and then we'll be ready to go Monday morning. All right. So guys, remember that coupon code. Well, I can't really say remember, but coupon code Triad for the classes is expiring. All right. Coupon code Triad will expire on Sunday. So for those of you interested, feel free to take a look and get involved, right? Get involved if you're interested, right? The classes are here for those people who might need that extra help, that extra push, that extra boost. And we are also now offering a lifetime membership, all right? So for those of you who are tired of the hassle of, renewing every 3 months, every year, right? I mean, the 3-month option, we already got rid of that, but for those of you who want to stick around and who have good intentions and good beliefs in what we're doing here, right? If you scroll on down, it's down here, right? And so there's something pretty special that we are going to do. Instead of bringing one student along, we're thinking about bringing two, and so we're gonna start doing one regular gold member and one lifetime member. So this is brand spanking new. For those of you who are interested, feel free to check it out. The next day trading meetup is coming soon. We're gonna start talking about that more in the next few weeks. That should be fun. That in fact is gonna be amazing. We don't know where we're gonna go yet, but we're gonna decide soon. We're supposed to be having a pretty big meeting with all the guys to finalize the destination. So stay tuned. Other than that, yeah, check out the chat room, check out Momo Pro. That's gonna do it for this one, right? It's been a decent week, slower week for me, bit of a flat week, but keeping it tight. 3 red days, 2 green days. Monday was just chaotic. I don't even count Monday because I don't know what I could have done. There's just too many distractions. So we'll be back next week, full power, full force. All right. So we're gonna end the day at 591, 929 on RENT. and red on a few other stocks of just scratch trades, getting in and out, not quite seeing the follow through. So stay safe, stay green. All right, guys, don't obsess over trading. Remember to detach, relax, study up, come back fresh. And to shut it down, we can go over to the disclaimer. All right, remember that day trading is risky business. If you're new, even if you've been around the block a couple times, but you're not consistently doing well, utilize risk money, right? A small amount of cash that if you lose it, it does not affect your lifestyle, your livelihood. Also, consider utilizing the simulators. That's what I did, right? Practice in an artificial account, right? Taking live trades with paper money. That way you can gain experience and ensure that your risk is limited as you go through the learning curve. Secondly, remember the live streams and recaps are never a reason to try and copy trade what I'm doing. It takes months, more commonly years, to learn the strategy. Lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers. So be careful with fake Relentless Trader accounts. I will never message you first. I will never reach out to you randomly. I will never talk about copy trading, mirror trading, options trading. I will never send you a screenshot of gains in the DMs. Guys, be careful. A lot of fake accounts out there. Yes, if someone is messaging you first, if the first message you've gotten was from a Relentless Trader account, that is a fake account. All right, so stay safe out there. Be careful on all platforms: Discord, TikTok, Instagram, everything. All right. With that being said, enjoy the weekend. Tomorrow we will upload um, last month's monthly recap. I mean, it's been 12 days. It's the longest since I've in between when I uploaded it, but better late than never. The last 2 weekends was hectic. I should have done it during the week, one of those weeks, but finally at last. And then Sunday, I'll be hosting the Q&A for the MMU students. All right. So take care, stay safe, stay green. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hit that thumbs up on the way out.